Good morning, everyone. We're glad to bring to you the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. And of course, you know how we do it every morning. We give you in-depth analysis of what is happening on the dailies. We have different Nigerian newspapers here with us this morning. And we're glad to introduce a new voice that's going to be on the radio that would be analyzing the newspapers with us. He'll be joining us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Olumide. Olumide Shokoya. Shokoya. Okay, Olumide, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Are you excited to be here today?
Definitely, most definitely.
I can hear that in your voice. And of course, Afi is here this morning. We'll be doing this together just to give in-depth analysis of what is happening on the dailies. We're just going to take a bit of a backtrack from the conversations that we're having yesterday, and then we're going to link it into, you know, what is happening this morning. And we spoke about the anthrax. In fact, I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to keep moving from that particular conversation. And we also spoke about, you know, fuel subsidy, how it is affecting the masses. Our guest, Dr. Kayode, gave us an in-depth analysis of what he thinks about the dividends of democracy. And just yesterday, I'd seen the filling stations have now started selling fuel at different, you know, prices. I saw one filling station sell at 500. I saw another filling station sell at 568. I've even seen a filling station sell at 600.
Yeah, sure. As high as 600 naira. That is so much.
600 naira. And I'm wondering, small business owners, how are they going to make this work? Knowing fully well that power is another conversation that we are having, and it's not very regular. Some persons in their environment have not even had light in years.
Yeah. You know, I'm even concerned about daily income earners. How would they navigate to work now? How would they actually make that daily income? We have more people who are earning daily income than those who wait till the end of the month to get their salaries. So how would they be able to do it? Look at all these bus drivers now. How would they be able? Would they even have the courage to increase bus fares? And how will people react? I mean, if you look at the roads now, there are fewer buses, fewer cars. I mean, it's telling. People are actually feeling this. And my fear now is, I think that prophecy of 800 naira or 900 naira per liter might actually come true.
Please don't say it. Please do not say it.
We are going, I mean, in less than 2 months, we don't even know what's going to happen. We don't know whether it's going to come down or whether it's still going to go up.
And just take a look at the forex and the dollar to naira right now.
That's
people are just
one.
proposing that this is going to take like up to 1,000 naira.
Yes, because the pound is over 1,000 naira. So the dollar might even go higher than 800 naira that it is right now. At the point it came down, we thought, maybe probably the fuel subsidy was actually, you know, yielding results and
quick results. Yes,
but it's
skyrocketing, and we're keeping. Look, I'm trying as much as possible to keep my fingers crossed that some kind of miracle. I believe in miracles. Some kind of miracle happening, and you know, all of a sudden we wake up tomorrow and things are better. People are living fine. Because I wonder. I mean, you just mentioned something about people that go to work all the daily, people that earn daily. And how they're able to cope. People that earn below $1 at the moment. What is their reality? I mean, now the conversation on banning Momo is what is in everybody's lips right now. The conversation on anthrax.
That has been going on for a while now. Some years they say they want to ban Momo, they want to use it they want to export it, and Nigerians say no, we need this because we are consuming this as one of our delicacies. And now it's coming up again. It's bringing up as news that they want to ban Momo. But later, I don't know if you love that, but I like it.
I mean, Sarah was telling me yesterday she also loves Momo.
Yes,
a lot of people
do.
You also do.
Yes, it adds spice. It adds flavor. It's
flavor,
like
spice, extra.
I mean, but wait, health experts say that it has no nutrients whatsoever.
Yes.
That we're just eating it. That there is no nutrients. I understand. But here is my concern in this whole conversation. My concern is, you know, some persons can afford chicken, some persons can afford eggs, some persons can afford, you know, beef, fish. But I mean, Momo in the market you can get for 50 naira, you can
Yes.
get for 100 naira.
Yes.
And there's this sense of belonging when you have your rice and then you have something on it,
On it.
egg, whatever it is, beef or
A
more.
reward.
A reward. Thank you. And we have to eat it and wait
Yeah.
till I will eat at the rice and wait till the end, and then you balance before you get into the reward.
Yeah.
You just feel great about it. Now it now feels like we're about to remove that from the table from persons that can actually afford it. These and more are the conversations that we'll be having this morning on the newspaper review. We'll take a quick break and then we'll get into the headlines that we have for you this morning. Don't go anywhere.
Join us Mondays to Fridays at 7:05 a.m. to 8 a.m. for freshly baked stories on the newspaper review at High Impact 102.1 FM. Follow us on social media at High Impact 102.1 FM or call 0700 1021 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
All right, so let's start off with the business of today. We're starting with the Punch newspaper. This morning, the lead says NLC, TUC, lambast Tinubu as fuel hit 630 naira per litre. Shun negotiation. The rider says Labour kicks against 8,000 naira palliative, says Tinubu deviated from making Nigeria better. Also, another rider says NNPCL defends new pump price. Filling stations short queues resurface in Abuja and Lagos. Just like we said earlier on, this is the new reality that we all have to face. The NNPCL is defending this. Labour Party are still going about the 8,000 naira palliative, which I feel it's not necessary.
No,
It's not. It's not enough. I can't even imagine a single man or woman relying on 8,000 naira per month. It's ridiculous. Moving on, top of the newspaper, I have here Tinubu backtracks, review proposed 8,000 naira cash palliatives. We're glad to hear that. Sustain air attacks on terrorists. Commander tells troops. That's on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Beside that, we have the North Central Southwest ex-governors may replace Adamu and Omishore. That's on page 9. Also, on Monday, it was a rumor that the former national chairman of the APC, that's Abdullahi Adamu, tendered his resignation letter. On Monday, it was a rumor, but on Tuesday,
it was confirmed.
It was confirmed
Yes.
by the acting national chairman now that he has tendered his resignation. So, also yesterday, the papers read that Tinubu and governors shop for the next APC chairman. Well, actually, I was discussing with a colleague of mine that how would they navigate about this, because ethnicity might come into play. Will it go to the south? Will it go to the north?
Yes.
Will it go to the southeast? But our conclusion was it might go to the north again. It might go to the north because if you look at it, the president is from the south.
Yes.
The vice president also from the north. The Senate president. So it might come back to the north again. So let's see how that.
Our fingers are crossed.
Our fingers are crossed. Down the Punch newspaper, I have here CBN delisted 2,698 BDCs in 1 year. You can find that on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. Military threatening to demolish 5,000 houses. And Ogun communities tell assembly. That's not a good one. 5,000 houses. Where are the residents of these places? Where would they? Is the government going to provide, or the military? Who's going to provide where a replacement, or where they would go? They might be obstructing. They might. So I cannot say, but there has to be some sort of arrangement.
Yes.
Because 5,000 people
Is a lot.
being homeless.
No. See, the 5,000 houses. Now you have to calculate times 3 or times 4 the
yes.
persons that are living in those houses.
That's
So
right.
that is 5,000 times the people
people.
living in that home. Some people can be 10. I mean, so where are they going to live?
Where are they gonna live?
Where are they going to be?
I mean, it's I just hope. Well, the Ogun Assembly, the Ogun State rather is telling Ogun Communities Town Assembly. So
Yeah.
they've taken it to the assembly, and I hope the state assembly would find a way to
Some favorable solution for
favorable
everybody.
solution to do this. Lastly, on the Punch newspaper, troop killed 2 IPOB fighters and arrest 5 in Delta. That's on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. Also, this IPOB story, basically on Tuesday, I remember Enugu State Governor, that's Mba, said that he was threatening to revoke licenses of shop owners who obey the sit-at-home order.
Yes.
I remember
We
me
took
and my
that
colleague,
yesterday.
Newspaper Review Television, I was actually saying that, has he exhausted all the resources available before going ahead to threaten this? Because if I have to choose between my safety and my license being revoked, I think I would choose my safety.
Every
I'd rather-
day. Yeah.
So the IPOB, or basically the IPOB are saying there's a faction. They are not the ones doing this sit at home. There's a faction that is actually ordering this sit at home. So now the faction is threatening to destroy shops if they don't obey the sit at home order. And the governor is also threatening to revoke their licenses. I mean, it's like when 2 elephants fight.
The grass suffer.
It's like picking between the devil and the deep
And
blue
the deep
sea.
blue sea.
Where exactly are we supposed to go? I mean, I would have preferred if the governor gave some form of, assurance that your
Yes.
security is 100% go to work. So I know that, I can see military personnel everywhere keeping me safe. I can see, police officers
Yes.
around keeping me safe. But if you're just telling me and somehow I go, and these things about people that know you, people
Yes.
that are in your community and your
Yes.
environment, they know where you live.
They know where you
They know
live.
who you are. They know your family members.
Yes.
So even if they're not able to get to you, they will go and threaten somebody that can get to you.
Yes.
And that can be a problem. So, sir, if you are promising me safety, I will go. But if you're telling me that you're going to take my license and somebody else is telling me they're going to take my life and demolish my shops, it's a bit of a doozy,
Yes.
sir. Anyways, we're going to move on to the Vanguard newspaper. Afiong, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am. All right, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. There's a big headline, screaming it out loud here. Anger as petrol eats 568 naira per litre in Lagos, 617 in Abuja and others. I'll take that again. Anger as petrol eats 568 naira per litre in Lagos and 617 in Abuja and others. There is a rider, that's so many riders. Just going to take just 2 of them. Motorists, commuters grown nationwide. Market forces driving up petrol prices, says NNPCL. That story, we took that earlier though. 617 in Abuja. That is just on top of the roof. Screaming, and Nigerians are really, really looking at how they're just going to commute every day. You see lesser cars, lesser buses on the road, and it calls for something. It's really-
I made a mental calculation. 617 times 2 is a lot.
Okay.
And this is why. This is why I'm even saying it's a lot, because, just about 3 months ago or so, about 4 months ago, we're buying at 100 naira plus.
Yes. and
Now,
something.
yeah, and if we're calculating this amount for 2 liters and that amount at that time, that's about 10 liters.
Yes.
Are we not seeing this? If you're driving a car, you need
not
to
funny.
know that this is not funny anymore.
Yes.
The amount you would have filled your tank, if I filled it twice or thrice, is something that cannot even fill your tank at the moment.
I don't think people fill up their tanks
At the moment, no.
at the moment. You just buy what you need and calculate your movement. You have to be an economist right now to calculate everywhere you're going to go in. Probably you might have to reduce your O1 your social life.
It's just
might
about
have
it's
to
just about
reduce.
cutting cost, cutting the cost of almost everything you
But
do.
the cost has already been cut. So what are you cutting in again?
The personal cost, seriously. Oh
I
my
mean,
God!
it's-
Let's see. I'm not done with the paper. I still have more stories on the Vanguard newspaper. Let's take a look at the topmost corner of the Vanguard. Court asks EcoBank to pay Honeywell 72.2 billion naira damages. Exchange rate foreign scholarships to be suspended for 2 years. Steps forward. Reps to security agencies stop setting vessels with stolen crude oil on fire. Stop setting vessels with stolen crude oil on fire. I think we can make a conversation around this. Reps to security agencies, like
Yeah.
our vessels being set on fire, that's stolen crude oil. I think that is right.
No, some people are saying that they are basically using that to cover up some important people in the society,
Yes.
because these vessels don't just parade the sea anyhow. They belong to someone. Someone is in charge, and not the regular.
It can be a random person owning
be
a
a-
vessel on the sea. That
has
is
to be a
very
powerful
expensive.
person.
Yeah,
Yes.
there should be an investigation
There should be
before
an
doing all of these
investigation.
things. Okay, let's move over to another story in the Vanguard. Tinubu orders review of proposed 8,000 naira cash transfer. Tinubu orders review of proposed 8,000 naira cash transfer.
I think someone has whispered to the president, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
It's
possible.
not possible.
8,000 naira in this current economy.
That
No,
is what
sir.
Nigerians 8,000 naira for crying out loud. That is just a mega
Some
amount
students
of money.
even get more than this in a month. So
In a
how
month.
do you expect a whole family to depend on that?
At some point, years back,
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking about 10 years ago or
Yes.
thereabout, students in the university will not take, I mean, an average, from an average family will
Yes.
get something like 20,000,
Yes.
and that is just for, manage. The parents will say, please manage this,
Manage this,
for
yes.
upkeep and
Yes.
all of that. Now, 8,000 naira in 2023, where in Abuja, fuel per liter is 617.
Even the stipends they pay core members, it's not 8,000.
No, of course it isn't.
It's 30,000.
It's 30, yeah, it's
So how do you
30,000.
expect a whole family to depend on 8,000 naira per month?
No, it's not realistic.
I think at this juncture, the president should have a listening, and I think he's listening, and that's why he's reviewing this 8,000 proposed cash transfer. Over to let's look at this Mr. and Mrs. Should we take Mr. and Mrs.?
Yeah, let's look at Mr. and Mrs.
Okay, labored every day to prepare your favorite meals, only for you to come home late and abandon the food. You are now offering me money. It's annoying and painful. That's kind of comic relief. Labored every day to prepare your favorite meals, only for you to come home late and abandon the food. You're now offering me money. It's annoying and painful.
Yeah, he gave a response. His response is down there. He said, I know, that's why I'm offering you a painkiller.
Wow.
Well, I mean, money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a painkiller. Anyway.
All right, that's all we can take on the Vanguard newspaper.
You can call us on the studio 0700-1021 1021. You can watch us live on YouTube, High Impact 102.1 FM, High Impact 102.1 FM. You can also see us on Twitter at High Impact 102.1 FM. High Impact 102.1 FM, and of course on our WhatsApp 0907-224-5018. Tell us your top story by sending us a message on WhatsApp 0907-224-5018. Tell us what your top story is. Let's know what's happening around you. Now, let's get into Daily Trust this morning, and there is this particular story on it. The major headline says federal government on path to dictatorship will resort to self-help. This was said by the NLC. The writer states commuters groan as commercial drivers hike fares. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Inevitable.
Of course, it is inevitable. Now, fuel is 500 and something. What exactly are we? Yeah, I mean, some persons came into office yesterday. She was so tired and annoyed because, she had to first fight to get transportation. She had first had to do that. And then she now had to fight with the bus conductor because, they hiked the price while they were in the bus.
That's a daily struggle.
Like they were in the bus. I mean, they had called it a different price while they had packed. How was it packed? Because they rushed. She said she needed to see the way she fought for her life to get into the bus, and they called it about 1,000 plus. And then they got to the filling because of course the guy needed to fill his tank. Possibly he bought it 500 yesterday or something, and then today he realized that it had increased. So I mean, as they were buying the fuel, the conductor was already saying, "Look, it's 150. If you don't want to, you can come down and go." And everybody was like, we fought for our lives to get into this place, and we are running late to the office. Please, can you be considerate? Considerate.
But
and then
sometimes they could be very annoying. They could be very
yes.
annoying.
My goodness.
Just want to rip people off.
I think it's
from
part of
money.
a Nigerian's prayer point that do not let me come across someone, a bus conductor who will give me problems.
Yes.
Because it's a daily struggle.
A daily struggle. I agree with you. Anyways, the second writer states market forces responsible. NNPCL states this: increase minimum wage to 100,000 naira. This was said by civil society. Yeah, I'll be excited.
Is that sustainable? I don't think that is
some states are not
sustainable.
even
That is
paying
not sustainable.
that minimum wage. Some states have not started.
Yes.
So how would you
100K? Oh, no.
pay 100,000?
I mean, was it Monday that I saw on the news where they were saying something about 200,000 naira?
Yes, that's proposed by NLC.
Yeah, proposed by NLC, and I'm like, yes, I would love to be in a country where the minimum wage is 200,000 naira plus. I
Yeah.
really love that. I want to be optimistic. I don't want to be the preacher of doom. However, at the moment, is that a reality? They just proposed 8K. I mean, are we sure we're all saying the same thing? Anyways, the civil society states increase minimum wage to 100,000 naira, and the final writer states Tinubu orders review of 8,000 naira palliative. This seems to be the top story because almost every daily is highlighted this. I mean, I like it. It looks like a step in the right direction.
Yes.
Hopefully it is something that is resolved and we see a better amount, because either we like it or not, people need these palliatives. Or
Yes.
I mean, someone else brought a different idea actually.
Yeah.
Like, instead of the palliative, how about in different parts of the country, different parts of the states, there are like
Yeah.
mini markets
Food
where
markets.
food markets where people can take in their vouchers and
Yes.
just get something for themselves and
Yes.
will sustain their family. But my question is sustainability. How do you run this package? How do you determine the persons that are liable to get this? How do you get these vouchers round?
Yes.
The market sellers that are selling this, how do they make profits? How do you regulate the prices? How?
And how do we make sure Nigeria does not run into debt?
That is a
this.
good question.
Already we have
By
our
doing
debt.
this.
Already we have a staggering amount of debt piling up for us already. So,
Even the 8,000 naira palliative, it's from a borrowed debt.
yes, it is.
So,
It is.
I mean, we have to find a way around this. I don't know how, but that's why you have special advisors, experts around the president to advise him how to go about this.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just move on, because the more we talk about this palliative conversation, the more it expands.
Yeah.
We have different parts of it, but I picked this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name is Udo. I'm calling from Shimawa.
Good morning, Udo. Tell us, what's your top story this morning?
Yeah, I think my top story is the ordering, Tinubu ordering the Reds to review the 8,000 naira sum to be given to the citizens. Hello?
We can hear you. Please go on.
Yeah. What my take on that is, what is the measure that has been put in place? It's not just the money here that we should be talking about. We should look at the time frame between now and the 6 months. What could the federal government do to completely stabilize the economy so that we cannot be going through what we are going through just now? So it's not just the money. We shouldn't be focusing on just the money alone. We should also consider the what the government has also put in place, so that within this time, between now and in the next 6 months, so we shouldn't be passing through what we are passing through now. I think our focus should also be on that.
Thank you so much, Udo, for your contribution this morning. Do enjoy the rest of the show. Just like Udo, you can call us 0700 1021 1021 0700 1021 1021 and on WhatsApp 0907 224 5018. You can send us your message on WhatsApp 0907 224 5018. You can watch us live on Twitter at High Impact 1021 FM, and you can also check us live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM. Olumide, Udo just said something very similar to what you had said about management and where we're going to be even if they review this 8,000 naira. Are we going to continue to be in hardship? Because now it would be penny wise, pound foolish if you review this, make it higher, but somehow we're still going, because either you like it or not, even if it was 100k, it's going to finish. And when it ends, what's next?
My concern now is the criteria for those who would have access to these palliatives. Just like the loan that was approved, the student loan, there's a certain criteria you must meet. Your family income must be less than 500,000 naira. I don't know how that's possible. Now, for this palliative, who would? Because I'm also entitled. I should have palliative.
I said this on Monday.
I should be entitled to have that palliative. Because we are all Nigerians. We are all suffering as a result of this fuel hike. So I should be entitled to this. So you bringing up what is the parameters that will be used to determine that, okay, this person is eligible for this person is not eligible for this. How would the government be able to do this? And we live in a society, sorry to say, but we live in a society where corruption at times sometimes supersedes every plan. It might disrupt the plan. So how do we make sure that this thing is implemented well, free of corruption? Because whether we like it or not, we still have to deal with corruption.
I agree 100% with you. On Monday, when this conversation, was started on the papers, Grace and I were having this conversation, and I remembered. So anytime I hear palliatives, the first thing that comes to my mind was 2020 COVID palliatives and how everything was all right.
You can see how that panned out. Everything that happened in 2020, that many people did not get that palliative. In fact, in a way, Nigerians were asking, where is this palliative? You saw when some people ordered some foodstuff somewhere and we did not see. Look at that time. There was pandemic. Now look at the hardship, because right from time we faced this hardship, talking about palliative they should give us. Because if you know, Blade, there are some politicians that are already enjoying hardship allowance. Yes, they have.
What?
I don't know that. I don't know any politician suffering. I do not know. It's not my reality.
Was it yesterday that it was on the news about the review of 70 billion naira, and I'm like, for what?
The report was that it was supposed to be used to purchase bulletproof vehicles. Then they came out to debunk that story that no, it's for I think maintenance and all that. Of course, I see through all that. It's definitely for something not responsible, or not something that you cannot print on the papers. They are trying to cover it up. 70 billion naira. That money could go into something.
It would go into a lot that would help people's lives, the citizens' lives. We are so concerned. I mean, I just wanted to address you. You were saying something about how you can be eligible for this palliative, and we should all be entitled to it. I remember when I first saw that story, it stated that 8,000 naira was for 12 million households. So 12 million. We are over 200. We're over 200 million, and it's for 12 million. So of course he excludes you.
Yes, it's not even
excludes you. No, it's not up to a quarter. It's not up to it's not.
And how will it be shared across states?
It is the poorest of the poor. They'll tell you the poorest of the poor.
Will it get to Lagos? Will it get to the southwest? Will it go to?
I do not even know. How would?
What fraction will be used to share?
The poorest of the poor, in my opinion.
The poorest of the poor.
But how do you?
Everybody.
I'm looking at you with my side eye, and I'm like, the Christian in me is said, "Oh, don't say it."
Yes.
But anyways, let me just breeze through the rest of the headlines, and then we join our analysts. Now, just beneath the nameplate, it says, "Bond kicks as NBC mulls license fee hike, broadcasting code review." This you would find on page 18 of the Daily Trust. Finally, freight service begins on Lagos Ibadan fast train. Page 28. Yeah, 24. Yeah, page 24 has a story. Now, Senate may get ministerial list today. Okay, this you would find on page 32. Now, below you would find farmers flee Borno villages as Boko Haram killings return. Please, insecurity. We do not need this right now. Page 3 has a story. Nigeria's daily petrol consumption falls by 35%. What do you expect? Because, of course, the hike is ridiculous. Now, look at this. A filling station was selling at 568 yesterday. Just right beside it, another filling station was selling at 500. You needed to see the queue at the filling station that was selling at 500. The traffic was massive.
Yeah.
I was very annoyed, but then I understood.
Yes, no.
I understood that, 68 naira times, everybody will sit down, do their calculation, say,
Yes.
you know what, I'd just rather wait.
All right, I'll wait.
And then you see a lot of persons holding their kegs, hustling very deeply because they need this in their homes. They need this. We just,
These days, most of my neighbors don't always brag about their generators and all that. I don't hear generators as loud or as much as I do before.
Where will you hear them? You cannot hear any generator at this moment.
people are outside though. See, people are sitting outside taking fresh air, and it's even raining. So sometimes people are just in their balcony hoping that they're going to bring light.
Yes.
A lot of people are now investing into solar panel
Yes.
inverters, and those are also expensive because
Yes.
at the
Very
moment
high.
it is raining. How much sun is going to power the sun? So it means that you need to have light or generator to power your solar panels.
Definitely.
Everything is it's a cycle. It's just a cycle. I was just hoping that all is sorted.
I just know Nigerians are the strongest people in this world. That's just what I'm going to say. Nigerians are very strong.
Now here's the
Very
thing:
strong.
our strength is rooted in deep, very deep very deep hardship. That's why and it's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's
It shouldn't
really
be so.
it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. Anyways, we are going to be joining our analyst very shortly. You can call us 0700 1021 1021. You can send us a WhatsApp message 0907 224 5018. We're analyzing the stories on the dailies this morning. We want to hear what your top stories are. Want to hear what is resonating with you out of everything that we have mentioned this morning. Want to hear your views and your opinion on this conversation that we are having this morning. All right, we'll take this quick break. When we come back, we'll be joining our analyst. Don't go anywhere.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Looking for something away from the regular? Television shows that will keep you glued to your screen? Then High Impact TV is your best choice. We give you the best television shows, educative and entertaining programs. Keep a date with our breakfast show, tea or coffee. Weekdays 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Newspaper review. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Midday special. Weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. We also keep you informed with news around the globe every day 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Also, we have exciting shows like Babbles, Fashionista, SLR, Vibes, Young Boss, and much more for everyone only on High Impact Television. Catch up with us on Star Times Channel 145, High Impact TV, securing the future.
Welcome back. Yes, you tuned in to High Impact 102.1 FM, and we are live on the newspaper review this morning with Omobolade, Olumide, and Afyong. We have been taking top stories on the dailies this morning, but we already have our guest in the studio. I'm talking to Sheson Okunade. Good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Afyong. Good morning, Abolade, and good morning, Olumide.
Good morning.
Good morning to all our listeners this morning.
Good morning.
Well, I don't know how to just start this morning because the spirit is not high.
We really, really want you to, giddy up for the stories that we want you to analyze with us this morning. The first thing on my list.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Just, I was listening to you, and I think the only thing we can do is to encourage the citizens.
Yeah.
But it's getting to a position that if you are not encouraged yourself, you'll find it difficult to encourage people. But I give it to you guys, at least given the vibes this morning.
Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much. Now, in fact, I like how you've started this conversation because that's where my first story is going. Let's talk about the palliatives. Let's talk about it very quickly. 8,000 naira. The president is looking at reviewing 8,000 naira. Possibly, I'm hopeful that the review is something higher. However, Olumide raised a very valid question. Is this not going to affect, already huge debts that we already have?
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I'm not a supporter of palliative being paid to anyone, whether indigent, whether the less privileged, and the reason being that there is insincerity on the part of the leaders when you come to palliative. I heard when you say each time you mention palliative, I'm sure the word came out during COVID, even though it's something that we've heard before now, but it was more pronounced during COVID. And palliative is attributable to failure. You saw a lot of things that happened where things that were meant for citizens were being funded by politicians, and people resorted to them, barging into warehouses, cutting away with things, destroying others. So you don't want to go back to that particular area. And when you now look at the aspect of you talking about 8,000 naira for an household for a month, I think to me is quite insensitive of the plight of an average citizen. And I would suggest that rather than giving anybody any money, let's adopt the policy that states that don't give me fish, teach me how to fish. And what do we want? Create an enabling environment where businesses can succeed, make sure that the environment is secured. Average Nigeria is creating in its own way. Let's have power in such a way that so many people who wants to go into individual businesses as an entrepreneur can venture into it. So you can imagine if you have more entrepreneurs being developed rather than killing them, because the current position as we speak is that more entrepreneurs cannot succeed. The alternative power supply that you have is either you're using petrol to power your generator for you to survive as a barber, and that on its own you cannot even do. So if the customers are not coming, everybody is not done, can decide to be having afro that you'll keep your ear for like 2 months before you even go and ship it. Guys are already developing, they started developing beards in such a way that you cannot go every day to go and clean up, and it's becoming an official norm that everybody is looking at. So you are putting the average barber I'm just using that as an example. They are putting him in a very tight corner because customer is no longer patronizing him. Go to the ladies. Then everybody will go all right and say, no, I'm not going to make my hair again. I'm not buying Brazilian hair. Those in that business, you kill it and everybody start cutting their hair and say that's the best way I think we need to go. So for me, I don't think I'm in support of this palliative thing as looking the failure that is attributed to it. But create an enabling environment, give us infrastructure, let there be power, invest whatever money you have into infrastructure, let the refinery start working, whether it's going to be Dangote, whether it's going to be our own. Let's stop importing fuel and give, an average Nigeria the solution. You see, I'm a victim of this price increase yesterday. Day before yesterday on my way home, I was supposed to buy the fuel at the NNPC very close to me, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to work too early tomorrow. I will definitely go and get the fuel. Lo and behold, I woke up in the morning, 480, 488, now 568, and I needed to buy fuel yesterday. So you can imagine the differential. Quite painful, but I just gentle. I started thinking right from the filling station to the office all through the day. I don't want I spend avidly on the fuel. It's really not encouraging. Businesses are dying on daily basis. Now people have resorted to working from home. People to work from home is quite expensive.
Okay, Mr.
Because there is no power to even work from home.
Okay, Mr. Abolade, I want to ask, what do you think the Nigerian Labour Congress can do at this point? Because they have to step in. They really have to do something.
Yeah, well, I think Nigerian Labour Congress, pardon me, they've not done the needful that is expected of them. I expect them to monitor policies and react to it, not this issue of palliative. If the federal government is promising certain things that will impact on the economy, those are the things we should monitor. Are we engaging the government in such a way that we have good health facility? Are we engaging government to say how far, even with the private public partnership you had with Dangote, what is the result? What have let's see the refinery that you're actually working on. Where is the update? What is the update? Where are we? Like people are talking about 100 days in office. Can we start having a monthly review, a quarterly review of some of the promises that can enhance productivity? That's what I expect the Labour Congress to be doing. I'm not an advocate of saying increase the minimum wage to 500,000, 100,000. What that will in turn create for you is inflation. An average person, if they increase her salary today, even just mentioning it, the woman selling pure water by your side, even when the cost of production has not increased, we want to benefit from it. Your landlord wants to benefit from it. But let's have a good pay where we cannot access good schools, where we can access good health facility, where we can have power. Aside the work that you are doing, you can sit at home and do international work. These days, people cannot even have access to power that they can use in sustaining, in doing 1, 2, 3 jobs. Ask those that have JAPA. They don't do a single job. As you are in the studio this morning, they'll be there maybe around 8 to 2, 8 to 3. By 3 o'clock to 5, they're already doing another work. Some are working from home from 5 to 8. That is what they do to sustain themselves. But here, even when you have the desire to do multiple work, where is the availability of power to carry that out? Majority of the people that are working from home are not productive, because how will I go ahead and be buying petrol for me to work when my salary has not been increased, when my salary has not, nothing you have done to jack it up? Rather, the work will suffer. And that's why we are saying that the productivity of an average organization is nosediving. NLC must look into the policy, monitor it, not being reactive of saying that palliative or no palliative, it's when government has reacted that it will be given a reaction. No, when they give promises, when Bola Tinubu came in, he said subsidy is gone. How have we monitored him to say, sir, some of the things you promised are this? We expect that Dangote refinery will be operational in commercial quantity by end of July. How much have we seen of reality to date? NLC should be feeding us. They will be the one to give us the hope that things will be, but not them coming to say we condemn this. We don't. They are part of. Don't forget that NLC is part of government. Why? Majority of the arms of NLC are government agencies. And we have one or two contributions to the policy. How much of it are we monitoring? Not just coming to be reactive to issues. And I think that's what they should do more, rather than just raising our hope of calling us to go on strike or attack the government, where we should have, monitor the policy and cry out when things are not working the way it should be.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheson. Now, there is this one that got my attention on Daily Trust, where the writer states, increase minimum wage to 100,000 naira. This was stated by civil society. How realistic do you think this can be in our society, in Nigeria right now?
I heard when you shout for joy that you would have loved that to be a reality. But the question we need to ask ourselves, even the 30,000 minimum wage by the government to the civil service, if the federal government is paying, how many states is fulfilling that particular thing? Exactly. And not owing. A lot of states are owing their staff. So if you increase that from the public service perspective, what sustainability do you think that the private sector will be able to have? So as we speak, people are downsizing. They are not even recruited. In fact, an average employer is not even asking for pay rise. He's asking, sir, let me just continue this work. I don't mind to trek some distance because a bird in hand worth more than $1 million in the bush. So for me, it's not calling for that is not the way to go, because it's not sustainable, it's not realistic. Even if we ask all our political leaders to start reducing all their excessive spending, this is not the way to go. What we want them to do is that rather than increasing the salary, make the environment conducive for people to work. As a matter of fact, it's not everybody that wants to do salary work. I'm sure those of you in the studio, you have your creativity. There are things you can even do on your own to give value even to the nation, to the economy. So people are not after salary earners. A lot of people in the developed climate are not doing salary work. They do things on their own, sit down, create things. People write code, people do go into fashion designing, all those arms of big. Encourage entrepreneurship. We don't want this atmosphere of engage them in white collar job. It has not helped us, because it is when we have more of entrepreneurs who are creative, innovative, that contributes to the bottom line, that the economy can grow, rather than somebody waiting 30 days make a pay. That's not the way to go. So I'm not in support of it. It's not realistic. It's not sustainable. It's not achievable. Use any English you want to say. Rather, let government look for ways to build up infrastructure. Let's have an internet facility that is strong, that everybody can ride on. Even if you want to start developing skills as an entertainment person, people should be able to afford, the cost of data in such a way that they will, take that to relax or ease their nerves. Watch it, and you are making your money, and they themselves have that resources to even watch the skill. The way everything is going, even people can't afford to buy data. You see an average person that do not switch off data, these days they do, because they will tell you that I don't want my data to be running. If I don't need it, I don't own it.
Okay, let's move over to the Vanguard. I see this story in topmost corner of the Vanguard. Reps to security agencies stop setting vessels with stolen crude oil on fire. Now that reps have spoken to the security agency, are we going to see, the stop of the end to the stolen crude oil and also the setting on fire? What's your take on that story? Reps to security agencies stop setting vessels with stolen crude oil on fire.
Yeah, when I read that thing, I'm not a security person, and I don't look at it. I consider it as wastage. That's something that you would have actually, maybe take over from the bunkers and then look at way of selling it. It is not adulterated product. It's a good product. You set it on fire, and what gain have we achieved that is something that would have contributed to the bottom line. If somebody has actually stolen that product and you are able to police it and you are taking it back from them, I think what we should do is see how we now take possession of it, because it's your product, not another person's product that was stolen. And if you recover it, the next thing you should do is how do you make use of it to generate revenue for you rather than wasted it. I think we can minimize the wastages that we have in this country from every angle. And I don't think the rep or the National House of Assembly needs to call on the security agency to do what they are actually, employed to do.
Yes.
This is what they are supposed. I don't think that your management will call you to tell you what you are supposed to do. This is what the taxpayers' money are used in paying their salary. So they must do it with wholeheartedness. If that cannot be done, I think the best thing for them is to just tell the government, sorry, we can't handle this. Maybe you engage the service of the younger generation who have passion for security and can protect the assets of the government and humanity at large. But it's quite wasteful for us to be destroying our own resources that was stolen by individuals.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheson Okwande. Really appreciate all of your contributions this morning, but time has run out. We had some more questions, but you know what? We're going to keep it for another day. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much for having me, and I wish you the best of the day, and to all our listeners too.
And you too. All right. I think, honestly, it's a good way to put a cap on the newspaper review today. I mean, from all that he has said, honestly, I really cannot wait for us to start getting the real dividends of democracy. I really cannot wait for us to see where lives of persons can be better. There was something a friend of mine said when she moved out of the country. She said this, and this is how we're going to wrap it up. She said that you see all those things that we're praying for, like, when they bring light, thank God. When there is transportation, thank this. That you see, when you move into another society, you become less prayerful. Like, you don't pray for these things
pray
anymore,
for
because
some of the things that's supposed to come to you, that's basic amenities. Where you say up NEPA, why?
That's when the word basic amenities makes more sense. You know, that really stuck with me. That struck me, because I mean, you know what? Let's just go. We want to say thank you so much for staying tuned on the newspaper review this morning. My name is Omobolade Oladipo.